Oh my, but yeah, that's pretty much why that's really the problem with everything, is that white people don't want to, they like they I do think in the back of my head they want to just do this on purpose. They just want to like they want to let like this whatever experiment go on, so that I'm talking about like the maybe like the high like upper echelon wasps can be like, well, there's a few of us now. Like they want to be like Jews, but not in the bad way. I'm not trying to be. They just want to be a minority. That's what I'm saying. I think that
Because they can filter themselves out a lot better.
yeah, like in that in one battle after another, when they have that little like science adventure club thing.
Hmm.
Like I think even them, they're just like, because I assume that this is that movie was taking place in like similar to our world. They're probably like, yeah, we'll just make sure anyone who's like isn't like, they probably think the same thing that Nick thinks about JD Vance. Or like, yeah, he's a useful boy. He's probably gonna run for president, but like we don't personally fuck with that dude. So then all these ones that live in like,
I,
I don't know, New
I do
England.
believe that a secret society like that could possibly exist, of like Aryans that like want to have like a tight knit like
Yeah.
exclusivist club. And I'm not saying that to be anti-white either. I'm saying that like I understand why they do it, because even in the Catholic Church there's a secret society. I'm not a Mason fucking Rosicrucian conspiracy, but like there's like a, how do I say this? There's a secret society of Catholics, from what I've heard, that try to retain like the Latin Mass, the ancient traditions, because they feel like the modernists are getting rid of all that. I'm not just talking about the SSPX. I'm the Opus Dei. They're a secret society. Like um, allegedly somewhere I seen on the internet secret societies that exist within Catholicism to retain the Latin tradition, and you got the Freemasons, the Rosicrucians, you got different secret societies that try to keep whatever it is, whatever status quo they're trying to keep. There's black secret societies that are removed from like Masonry and stuff like that. Like there's this black cult that I was looking at. They basically, they're like they come out of that era when blacks wanted to be Egyptians. Do you
Yeah.
remember that? They came out of that era, like they were like the pharaohs, the pharaoh thing and all that, and they believe in like crazy shit where like they think that like aliens are gonna come to like destroy white people, and that the good blacks, if they don't like apologize or some shit like that, that I don't know, some stupid shit, but yeah, I do think that a secret society like that is very plausible, because it's like if wasps don't start like, if they don't move smart, they're gonna be wiped off the fucking face of the earth.
Well, that's why I think that there's that I think that they benefit from that, because there's always, I feel like there's always gonna be a need.
Like you're saying, like mud sharks are like good for
Yeah,
filtering
it's
out the
good.
bad
It's good
ones.
for them, because if they're gonna weed out all the people who like, eventually there's gonna be a point where they weed out all the white people who aren't racially conscious, and the only ones that are gonna be around are like those ones that are like. And again, I'm not even saying, I feel like there's like a high enough like echelon of like white people that they're just like,
And
oh yeah,
wasps,
yeah, and wants like, heritage Americans, what do you want to call it, that they stuck around long enough, and they know that, okay, like we can't really do anything about this, like they saw that demographic change thing, like whatever, like they probably saw that thing like 50 years ago. They were like, yeah, by this year, this it's gonna, because again, like the whites are still the majority in America, but they're seeing it like slowly keep on going down and down and down. And they probably
mm-hmm.
saw that, and they were just like, well, we can't really change it. We're not really gonna try to, because anytime we do something, there's gonna be pushback. So we're just gonna let it play out. We're gonna have all these like mulatto kids, all these race traded, blah blah. But all of us, we're kind of gonna, and there might be people who are like subconsciously like that, like that me that like what's it called, like Gavin Newsom,
Mm-hmm.
where they always say like, yeah, dude, like I'd rather vote for him over Vance, because his family looks like all white. There's a bunch, and I saw this video. It was like someone was saying, I think they were recording somewhere in like New England, and they were like, "Oh, look at this. This is like a all blue state, and like look at how like I forgot what they were saying. Oh yeah, no, it was this. Someone took a video of New England, and it was just a bunch of white people, and then the caption was like, "Oh, like this is what America's gonna be like under Trump." And then someone replied, "Yeah, this is New England, which is like the bluest state, and in one of the bluest states in the world." And then they're like, "Oh yeah, well they vote blue because they don't have to deal with minorities like that, you know, or you know." They're like that because they don't have to deal with them, so they're like, yeah, everyone should have this because they don't know any better, and but they haven't been totally fucked up, like not fucked up, but like they haven't gone to the point where they like willingly like want to destroy their like society, like in like Minneapolis or whatever, where they willingly go like, oh yeah, like let's just let all these people, you know, take the money and everything. But I'm just saying that there might be, that might be like the long-term plan, or they even see people like that where like they probably see like actual like whatever white nationalists who like actually fight for the race, like, yeah, no, you're dumb.
Yeah, no, I think they are too, because it's like you're basically like you have to know how to play smart. That's
Yeah,
really what it is. You have to know how to play smart. You can't just fucking poke your head out from the trenches and then just expect not to get
because
fucking
think
hit.
about it, like cause again, this is where my theory kind of stands, or I think they want to be like a minority level like Jews, because there's always gonna be a use for a Jew in any sort of environment.
Mm.
Like you see them in China, and you're like, why is that guy going there? Or you see them, you know, like you like you're in like Section 8 housing, you see one of them pick up the rent, you're like, what is this guy doing here? There's always gonna be use for them, and I feel like for like these wasps, they're always gonna need to be like the face of America, even if we don't represent, even though it doesn't like represent like the racial like balance of it. There's always gonna need a, there's always gonna need, people are always gonna need a white guy to do something. They're gonna need them to figure out the structure of something. So it's better if they only keep the high IQ ones. I think that might be it.
Yeah,
And this might not even be something that they're doing purposely, but
are you
that
suggesting there's a conspiracy?
I just think
You on your Candace Owens shit?
I'm just saying that like the, you know how people were saying that the white replacement, or the great replacement theory is fake. They're
Yeah.
like, oh no, like this is just a
I think
conspiracy.
sometimes I do think it is fake.
How do you think it's fake?
If you actually talk to most like heritage Americans, they really don't give a fuck about like.
Well, that doesn't mean it's not real. It's happening, but if they don't really care about it, then
Oh, okay, yeah. You know what? Actually,
it's
no,
happening. It like, because liberals were even will
well,
even
no,
admit
hold
it.
on. I don't think they believe it's true. They don't think it's true. I misspoke. They don't think it's true because they don't care. But from their worldview, it's just like, yeah, man, like, hey, cultures come and go. Well, like the Jews, just like,
Well, I don't, because I heard, who was the one who said it, the, I think Tucker brought it up. This was back when he was still on Fox News. He brought a great replacement, and then he started getting a bunch of backlash from like liberals and like the mainstream media for bringing it up. And they're like, yeah, no, this is just like conspiracy theory. Like this isn't like a real thing. But then at the same time, like they'll word for word say like, yeah, like eventually to their people they'll say the same thing, like, yeah, eventually, you know, the white race is gonna like become a minority in the country around this year. But they'll say it like, okay, it's a good thing. When like when Tucker said it, or Nick Fuentes, or Richard Spencer, or Jared Taylor, when they say it, it's like, oh, like no, that's fake because you think it's a bad thing and this is gonna happen, so we're gonna say it's fake. But also they like the I think the statistic version is real, but I think that the thing that people have disagreement on is when they go like, oh, it's the Jews who are doing this, or whoever is doing this. That's the disagreement that people kind of you know, that's the thing that they kind of argue on. Anyway, let's stop talking about the collapse of the white
The
race,
collapse of
the
society.
inevitable collapse of the white race, which is
Well, I guess what I meant to say about, I mean, because my mind, 'cause I was thinking about something else when you were talking about that.
I mean, we don't even have Super Bowls in English anymore, or we're not. But we're recording on that day, but
And I feel like most
they're
wasps.
fine with that because they're like, oh well, dude, this is for the bottom of the barrel of our country right now. We
Oh
don't.
well, hold on a second. They think it is like, well, he's an American. He has American citizenship.
Oh
So,
no, this is for like the imaginary wasp in my head that I'm creating that like is okay with.
oh, okay.
But everyone else is like bottom of the barrel. They're like, oh, whatever. I don't care. It's just music, bro. It's just music.
I like it, bro. Actually, I kind of do like Bad Bunny, but no, yeah, they're kind of just like applauding their own. They're not applauding. They're like they're cheering on their own demise. And this concert, even the last concert with fucking Kendrick Lamar, these two Super Bowl halftimes is like people are gonna look back at history and they're gonna be like, "Yup, the Great White Replacement uh, theory came into action once Kendrick Lamar performed, and then once Bad Bunny performed, and then next year they're gonna have what fucking."
I don't even know. Because people thought that the Kendrick Lamar was gonna be like the last one where they went like way out there. Because they're like, oh well, Trump's in office, so we're probably gonna get like someone more pandering or whatever.
I wonder
But
who they're gonna do next year, then, bro.
they're probably gonna.
Because like Kendrick Lamar is like an annoying 30-year-old black guy that still likes acting like a teenager, and Bad Bunny's like a gay Puerto Rican. So what do you think they're gonna do next year?